Was it a fling? Was it to you? What was it?
Emily, this is
Still
me,
there.
Ryan, now.
Sorry, I'm still there. Hi guys, I'm Ryan Gosling.
I'm Emily Blunt.
I'm David Leitch, and this is Notes on a Scene for The Fall Guy.
For the Fall Guy. We're gonna go again, Colt, because there was a little buzz on that one.
Okay, load him up! Last one, everybody, action!
So the scene we're about to see is Jody and Colt unpacking their past on set in front of the crew. Let's dive into this scene. Let's have some fun. Here we go. Hit the play.
We're going again!
So we're actually really doing this stunt, and that is...
Not
me.
Ryan Gosling.
Let's pause that, please. So let's go back for a second. Here, can we go back for a second?
We're going again!
So we're actually really doing this stunt. We did a lot of practical stunts in this movie, like more than you would normally do in a film like this. All this fire is real, but what we did do in this was a motion control shot. So we actually did a fire burn with Ben, the stunt double, and then we did another motion control pass with Ryan. See, that is actually you.
My kids said they were cool if I did a stunt film, but that I could not get set on fire.
Real fire, real Ryan, but...
And this is
Jenkins
me.
came in.
That's me right there.
Ben Jenkins came in and he did it. He actually said, I guess he called Chris O'Hare and asked if he could get set on fire.
Yeah, he called the stunt coordinator.
Because he'd
and
never
said,
done it before.
he'd never done the stunt before.
He was
We're
a
gonna be a
fire
great
virgin.
team.
Yeah, yep.
Why do you
So if we,
I don't know.
It was 8 times, right?
It was 8. He did 8 fire
That's not the
burns.
limit. That's just was your limit or Ben's limit.
Yeah, it was Ben's. That's all he could take.
Now, what is the effect on your skin after a fire burn? For real, without doing a thumbs up stunt thing, is it bad? Are you pretty crispy?
No, I
after
mean, the thing about a fire stunt is actually it's a relatively safe thing, but if it goes wrong, it goes really wrong fast.
Right.
So if you're following the protocols, keeping the heat away from you, using the fire gel, using the protective clothing, it can be really safe and effective. But if winds change, you know, your safety guys weren't there and you can't put yourself out, then it's seconds before it turns bad. So
Ben's gloves and shoes melted onto his hands and feet.
oh yeah, he was hot.
Yeah.
This is a lot of fire on a person. But let's look. So this is another moment we had Ben. That's still his face right there, right? Boom. That's Ben. And Ben's gonna hit the wall hard, which is great. Oh! Ooh. And then here you have Ryan.
But the fire was not on you. That was added afterwards.
That fire in there was added in post. We used a Moco shot for that one shot where we tied Ryan into the fire stunt. But all of the stunt stuff that Ben is doing, we just use practical fire. And part of the reason you do practical fire is that it challenges the visual effects artists to match when they're adding fire, and they have things to pull from it, makes it more real. So again, when the more practical things you can do, the better your visual effects are gonna end up being, generally speaking.
And Emily's performance was fire, and I don't think you used any gel at all, did you?
I didn't need any.
Yeah. No. Dave, are these little pieces of pink tape? What's going on with
They
those?
are. So,
Wait.
So
Is that our movie or is that
is
Jody's movie?
That's Jody's movie making the movie, right? That's why we kept the wires in. Obviously, you're seeing a moment in Jody's film where we're doing a stunt.
But showing it for real.
Yeah, we're keeping all that stuff in there.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So here they are unpacking their relationship.
Good?
For a little more context, Colt, Eliana's sort of devastated. And she starts sort of replaying everything in her head over and over again. Did she misread the vibe? Was it just a fling? Was it a fling? Was it to you? What was it?
Emily, this is
Still
me,
there.
Ryan, now.
Sorry, I'm still there.
There's a scene in Grosse Pointe Blank, I think, where Mimi Driver is berating John Cusack, on the radio.
Yeah.
And that was like one of those. Publicly.
It's amazing.
And it was sort of that inspiration where like, how do we take that to the next level potentially and have fun with it in that context? And so we started to lean in, and as we did, we just got more fun and more fun, but also heartfelt at times. And that's what's great about this scene. It's sort of a microcosm of the movie and the tone of the movie.
Did she let her imagination run wild again? Or did he lie to her? Is he full of shit? That's you getting gelled up.
I love this.
I love these.
I love these aliens supporting one another. You don't see enough of that.
These guys were stuntmen because they were walking on stilts
Yes.
to give them these very long alien legs, and there were so many aliens on stilts just loping around eating a bit of craft service, and it was just amazing.
They were on fire too.
They were brilliant.
Internally.
But let me be clear, eventually Eliana did move on. all right? And she started doing Pilates. Got herself a banging revenge body. And then she started dating other humans. One after another.
Emily Blunt brings that blunt force.
Guys, it's not true, okay?
She can have chemistry with this
You could have
keyboard.
chemistry with
Look at
this
Watch when
pink
she holds the
pen.
keyboard. Suddenly,
Hey,
you want to buy
how's
one.
it going? What's your name?
You're like,
What
oh,
is it?
where can I get that?
Oh my God.
Dave and his wife Kelly, she produces his movies, he directs them, they are married. There's
So
this beautiful
loving,
love story
so
at the heart
beautiful.
of their story. So it was just like we were just watching.
Just
We're
a
just
mirror.
trying to be you
Just a
guys.
mirror reflecting.
Yeah.
We learned it from watching you, Dad.
No, do you remember when we were doing the donuts? We looked over and we saw Mum and Dad sitting there, and
Yeah.
she was sitting on his knee, and we were
We
like,
were
look at these guys.
we're like, this is the movie.
Oh, it was so cute.
All right, I'm in play.
And then she started dating other humans. One after another. And she had so many mind-blowing, far superior experiences, you wouldn't even believe it. Right, girls? You know what I mean? Yeah, it was like a sushi train.
Even
like a sushi train.
Your,
It was like
even
a
your
sushi train.
Your accent even elevates
Yeah, it was like
the
a
term
sushi train. It was.
I'm not even sure I understand that. I don't think I want to know.
Have you never been to a
That
sushi
was
train?
a-
You get one after another.
Really?
And they're mind-blowing. Lots of wasabi, super spicy. All right, move on.
You talked about how Greta Gerwig was like an inspiration for your
Well, I was asked whether I thought Jodie was more Nolan or Greta Gerwig, and I said I think she's probably a little more Greta Gerwig. And then it became a story that I based it on Greta, which is probably not true. I do wear a pink jumpsuit in it, which was a little ode to Greta
It
Gerwig.
was like Chris Gerwig.
What's that?
It was like a Chris Gerwig.
I'm like
kind of-
Chris Gerwig.
I'm gonna be sick.
And do you know what? We're going to go again, Colt, because there was a little buzz on that one.
Okay, Waterman.
And you know what? I don't think there was a buzz.
Do you guys know what a buzz is? Would people understand what a buzz is?
I don't think they would.
We
Out of
quite liked
focus.
adding all of this little vernacular into it.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that maybe you wouldn't understand, but I think you kind of glean
Get
from
it.
context.
There's a bit
But
of
a
a
buzz
secret
is when
language.
the focus puller didn't quite lock the focus. And when you're a stunt performer, that's like the worst thing you want to hear, because it's like, I have to do this again?
Yeah, you've done something extraordinary and
yeah.
dangerous, and the focus
means
didn't
And he's
work
like,
Get set on
oh,
fire
I have to
again.
get set on fire again. And obviously she's using it to mess with Colt here.
Last one, everybody. Action!
It's just feeling so withheld, so how about some dialogue? Yeah, that's all right, darling. I'm going to go straight to the source. Hey, Colt, if Space Cowboy had to say something, if he was forced to say something, what would he say?
As a stunt performer, no director's ever given me context of my character, which, it's a little bit of a stretch, but
Which I
it's
think
very,
is-
very funny.
Which I think is limiting. You know, maybe it could have helped you.
I know.
It might help you hit the rock
could've-
better.
Yes, it could have. It could help me double Jean-Claude better, do the splits better. I don't know if I knew really what it,
Did
what
you
it,
Hold on,
double
right
Jean-Claude
here.
Van Damme?
I did.
Is this the fall guy? Like, is your
Oh, yeah.
tent in there? Because this happened a lot while we were shooting, which was pretty funny, which is that this is like where the monitors are. Basically, David had a mirroring setup.
So what was great about our movie is usually on a movie you hear people going, "Hey guys, you're in the back of the shot. You're in the back of the shot, and
Yeah.
can you move, please?" And in our movie, it didn't matter if our crew was in the back of the shot. So my question is, I mean, I know this is one of our actors.
But what about this tent?
one of
Is
our
this your
actors.
tent, David? And
Yes, we were using a lot of our stuff as set deck.
And listen, you might have had a go at that sun hat. Look how many people have hats on like me. Look
I
at
know.
this. Guys, it's
They're
kind of
very
a set
popular,
thing.
you
It's
know.
a set thing.
They were. It really was a set thing
quite
in
a-
Australia.
I loved the sun hat.
I love my
so much
sun
so
hat.
that
It became the pinnacle of that scene.
Again, it's a movie about making movies, and it was meta. Everyone wants to remake IP. Obviously, a Fall Guy IP. We're like, what would Jodie's IP be? So we were looking through the Universal list of titles, and Kelly zeroed in on Metal Storm. And so we looked it up, and we watched the trailer for Metal Storm, and I'm like, this is a perfect, like
Perfect.
sci-fi. I remember sending you the poster, and you're like, oh my God. You were a little harder to get on board.
Listen, I just like, okay, all I'm gonna say is here's what happened.
what happened?
I think if you're an English person, if people pitch you too hard on something, your natural instinct is to recoil and say, I'm not sure about it. And you guys were so
came in
passionate
too-
about, you came in so hot about Metal Storm.
We really
did.
wanted you to
I was
love
like,
Metal
is
Storm.
it the movie she should love? And listen, I ended up loving
You
it.
did.
Loved
It's
it.
a
You know who
sci-fi
lo-
epic
you know
love
who
story
loves
of
Metal
cosmic
Storm?
proportions.
Chris Nolan.
I know. Chris Nolan and
As
you
soon as
guys are
he
the only
loved it, then
people.
suddenly you loved
Suddenly
it.
I
It's
was in.
interesting.
I just need a stamp of approval for everything, really.
How would he justify this year she spent spinning out over this? What could he say? It's a puzzler, isn't it? But have you got any thoughts?
Maybe he'd
Nigel,
talk.
can you get him a bullhorn? I can't hear him.
I think bullhorns would be good in couples therapy.
This was,
You really
it was an
wanna-
idea
you
you
really wanna
guys
be
had,
heard,
though. I
you
think
know?
it was.
Yeah.
Get the bullhorn out. I don't think it's being used enough.
I remember when we were talking about the script, the bullhorn. I can't remember. It might have been Emily's idea. Like, it's better that they're further apart and they're doing this whole thing through the bullhorn. That was just an example of how things always got elevated when we started to riff on them more and more on set. you know?
Yes.
Traveling.
The best.
Oh, this run.
pause
Best
it.
run in a movie.
That is
Adam.
the best.
No, let's rewind.
Pause it. Pause
Okay.
it. Go
So
back.
much to unpack here.
It's the best first AD run, which is just a little bit scared. He probably hasn't peed in
Hold
hours.
up, pause. Can we just talk about the
glasses on the back
backwards
of it?
glasses?
The character choices
stone
Adam
unturned.
made, he was great.
Adam
He's
made
got
such
his
good
script in
choices.
the back, leather-bound script
Leather-bound
in the
script.
back.
But like a mini script, which is so efficient.
God, just amazing.
And
Okay.
he's running fast, but he's a little stiff and a little like uncomfortable with this situation. Knows
Watch
we're
it how he
wasting
handles
time.
that track. Watch.
Ooh, that's
Oh,
like
almost.
Like a gazelle. Best run.
yes.
Best run. I can't think of a better run.
Come again, Colt. What was that?
Already on. In this movie, do the aliens and the humans ever talk in private?
No, not really.
No private conversations?
No, they don't like doing private. They like to keep it very public, very open.
I'll tell you what elevated the comedy.
this guy. This guy just showed up to put on an alien suit.
He was just supposed to sit there and listen, but he was just so, the way he was listening, and we should
Here.
watch.
Have you ever been in one of those situations where you want to say something and it's so important that you can't mess it up?
Yep, absolutely. He's like, I sure have. And we're like, whoa.
He was a background artist who was just giving it. And so this was after like take 2, take 3. I remember Ryan goes, we should
gotta get it-
hand
you gotta
it
get it
to
to
him.
him.
And like, this is a moment right now. Let's just try it and see what happens.
You want,
I had a similar situation when I fell in love with my wife's sister.
okay, no.
It's the
But his way
Australian
he
accent
said it,
with
yeah.
the alien
And he was
voice.
like, I had a similar situation when I fell in love with my wife's sister. And it was all we could say for days. It's just like steals the scene. Then we loved it so much
Yeah.
that he became a big part of the third act.
Yeah, we
where
used-
Emily has this amazing fight scene with him.
I have a fight scene with him, and I mean, not with that extra.
that
it was
costume.
This scene sort of crystallizes the tone for the movie. There's really fun bits of action. There's irreverent comedy and like subversive stuff and like gonzo stuff. But then there's like this beating heart in the middle, and it is really about their relationship. And I think that it's actually one of my favorite scenes in the movie. I'm glad we got to unpack it a little bit today.
Hopefully it's a moment that everyone can relate to in some way, even though there's normally not bullhorns involved.